Good day. We have seen last time the three elements of political context around the misery of our region. Today we have the number two, episode number two. I continue talking about the misery of our region. And number four, that I have seen three elements. Today, number four, what is this? The Cold War between two great poles, the capitalist system and the Marxist-Leninist socialist system, contributed to the decline of political thought in the 20th century. And all that we mentioned briefly made one of the great British historians publish his book in a clear sense that expresses the struggle of the extremists, Age of Extremists. It is the title of his book. Age of Extremists, explanation, I explain. Historian Eric Hobsbawm know as the 20th century as the age of extremes due to the character of events that created fire rate adjustments in the political Cold War polemics. Eric Hobsbawm, that I told you now, a historian, called the 20th century age of extreme because during the 20th century the fascism was growing strong, and the Nazism also, that I told you last time, and the need of democracy was also growing. The expectancy rate and the literacy, the increased and the age of extremism. It is a short 20th century between 1914 and 1991. A book of Eric Hobsbawm, published in 1994. In it, Hobsbawm comments on what he sees as the disastrous failures of state communism, capitalism, and nationalism. He is also skeptical with the progress of the change in society in the later half of the 20th century. Hobsbawm also called the period from the start of World War I to the fall of the Soviet Union, the short 20th century. This is to follow on the long 19th century, the period from a start to the French Revolution in the 1789 to the start of World War I, 1914, and the Age of Extreme is the last in his series of books that include the Age of Revolution, Europe, 1789 and 1844, and the Age of Capital, 1848 and 1875, the Age of Empire, 1875 and 1940 in the United States. The book was published, that I told you, in the history of the world. I will show you the cover of his book. This one, Age of Extremists. Number five, element number five, what is this? It is the crazy history of the consumer society. This is an article regarding this topic about the crazy of history of the consumer society. It is in the French language. The title is La folie histoire de la société de consommation. C'est un article in 3 parts. This one, but only, I told you only the title, and I show you also the image about this, about the consumer of society. In the second, this is also the big role that this consumer society influencing the decline of our region. This is an image also about the, I think that's it's a new image about the Apple Society in USA regarding his last production concerning the mobile. Consumer object have become object of worship. We have this need to change iPhone every 11 months. The object of this article, it is very important because the writer said in consumer society we have the cult of subject, of objects, etc. Pour sauver, in French language, pour sauver l'économie, il faut acheter n'importe quoi, anything. You have to buy anything. You have to anything. And this is a character of the consumer society. It is an element that it has a big role to for declining our region also. This is the consumer society. The cult of the object. And to save the economy, you have to buy anything that I told you in French also. Now this is consumer society, and and you have the opposite of this this element. You have the poverty in our age also. That also do a big role to decline of our region because we don't have any solution of the problem of poverty in our age, or in our century, in our world. This is an image because about the image he show us the problem of poverty in our age. It is the opposite of consumer society. The place I be the most entrenched in poverty are the fragile context, which can be enter countries or area of country in fragile states. Children and community face a higher rate of poverty due to the political upheaval, past or present conflict, corrupt leaders, and poor infrastructure also that limit access to the education, clean state, etc., clean water, health care, and other necessity. These are the aspects of the poverty in our age also. Don't forget that I put a line under this point, and the political upheaval and the political decline. This is an element also. He have a big role also for declining our region in the now you have number 6. What is this? Rise of populism and the new barbarism. What is it? Populism refers to a range of political stance that emphasizes the idea of the people and often juxtapose this ground against the elite. I don't like the classification between people and elite because we don't have elite. This is maybe some people, intellectual people, yeah, it is not elite. I like to have our humanity to be, all humanity to be elite. The term developed in the 19th century and has been applied to various politicians, parties, and movements since that time, although it has rarely been chosen as a self-description point. With political science and other social science, several different definitions of populism have been employed, with some scholars proposing that the term be rejected altogether. A common framework from interpreting populism is now as the additional approach. This defines populism as an ideology which presents the people as a morally good force and contrast them against the elite, who are portrayed as a corrupt and self-serving. This is a reference, a popular reference on net, because this is my reference about the populism. I mean, the reference is wiki on Unet. But for to have more information or further reading, I advise you to have a clear idea or a huge idea about the populism. You can see also this reference, or you have another reference regarding, the books and researches about the populism and the rise of populism in our age. Now, the article is dedicated to analyze of the phenomenon typically referred to the barbarism, which remains in social and political practice to this day. The authors, this article is one, the author focus on social called vertical barbarism. Known since antiquity, this type of barbarism related to the direct clash of people, but to complex social social processes, in particular to powerful vertical mobility and a massive increase in opportunities for broad segments of population to gain access to achievement of civilization. The author of this article that I refer believes that the birth of vertical barbarism related to the phenomenon described by the Spanish philosophers Ortega y Gasset in his book, a book in the last century, the revolt of the masses. This was one of the most significant social and cultural shifts in human history. When the development of the democracy and industrial technology gave rise to a new kind of social space that brought the mass man to the forefront of social and political life. As a result of the revolt of the masses during the first half of the 20th century, a wave of vertical barbarism swept across Europe, leading to the establishment of fascism, Nazis, and the right-wing authoritarian regime in the series of European countries. After the end of the World War II, this first wave of populism, vertical barbarism, receded in the favor of the formation of the consumer society that I told you now, in which the masses man turned from an aggressive political subject into the relatively passive object. The author interprets the political engagement of the mass man in recent years as a new wave of vertical barbarism. They believe that behind this wave lie the fear and the frustration of mass, man who has failed to adapt to the sharp expansion of his living space, and the qualitative transformation of the social sphere caused by the late 19th century, early 20th century development of the democracy and technological revolution. This situation is aggravated by the lack of appropriate attention to these shifts by the political structures and powers that be, which led to a sense of abandonment that motivated the mass man to revolt against the establishment order and challenge modern civilization. So the populism in this article, the populism present as a anti modern civilization. Okay, I find out, at the turn of the 21st century, populist rhetoric and movement became increasingly apparent in Western Europe. Populism rhetoric was often used by opposition party, and IBDM is the same reference. Conclusion. We have seen three big elements that have destroy our reason, and I mean the political elements, and this aspect. It is very important to make attention, because next time I will speak. I will tell you another aspect of the decline of our civilization. This one today, and last time also, present the political context of the decline of our region. Political context. After the political context, we will see another context also, an intellectual, a social also. And this is my conclusion. I see you next time. Bye.